morning, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's a little bit overcast in Sydney, but I've started the day with some really nice quotes, some personal development, some yoga. We were talking about inspiration, which is a really good. If you're inspired, you have your goals that you're working on and you're moving towards something. And otherwise, life is a bit of a challenge. And I know that Mladen, who's watching live on Zoom, is definitely inspired. We've been working on an amazing online cash flow simulator, which is going to change the lives of so many people, to be able to allow them to be able to understand how cash flow works and how you are able to invest and take control of your own life. This morning, I was talking in the group in my Vibe, and I was talking about the fact that if you are not in the driver's seat of your own life, it's like getting on a random bus. You have no idea where you're going to go or what the journey is going to be like. But when you have your own car and you're in the driver's seat, you get to decide the route, you get to take responsibility for where you're going and how you get there and the experience that you have. Wow, I am very glad that we are recording this, because I didn't know I was going to say such amazing things this morning that could be beneficial to you all. What else was I going to say? Yes, I've been studying my Chinese, so that one day I can read Rich Dad Poor Dad in Chinese. But since you don't speak Chinese, and we're going to be reading The Art of Thinking Clearly, which is an amazing book. We're up to chapter 62, Handle with Care, which reminds me of a Traveling Wilbury song. And the title of the book, or what the book is about, is The Secrets of Perfect Decision Making. I definitely don't always agree with all of that, but that's why I give my commentary. I know that you all have your goals to work on. So let's get into The Art of Thinking Clearly, chapter 62. And feel free, if you are on BIGO Live or if you are on Zoom, to leave your thoughts. And I love hearing your comments and also starting up a little bit of a discussion. Here we go. Handle with care. Expectations. On the 31st of January 2006, Google announced its financial results for the final quarter of 2005. I love financial chapters. Revenue up 97%. Net profit up 82%. A record-breaking quarter. How did the stock market react to these phenomenal figures? In a matter of seconds, shares tumbled 16%. Trading had to be interrupted. When it resumed, the stock plunged another 15%. Absolute panic. One particularly desperate trader inquired on his blog, "What's the best skyscraper to throw myself off?" Don't do that. Whatever you do, life isn't all money and all of that kind of stuff. There's more to life than that. What had gone wrong? Wall Street analysts had anticipated even better results, and when those failed to materialize, 20 billion was slashed from the value of the media giant. This is why it's so important to realize that when it comes to investing, you need to keep a cool head. You need to think about things without too much emotion. And when things happen, you know that you can always do something about it. So I have some shares at the moment that are down, and I know that I can either sell them because they've been down for a while and use that to put it into something that's going to make more, and I don't have to worry about it, or I can hold on for a while and I don't have to worry about it because I know that I've bought a company that is high quality and it will continue to go up at some stage. Every investor knows it's impossible to forecast financial results accurately. If we all had a crystal ball, we'd all be investing. Life would be so easy. The logical response to a poor prediction would be, bad guess, my mistake. But investors don't react that way. In January 2006, when Juniper Networks announced eagerly anticipated earnings per share that were 0.1% lower than analyst forecasts, which is nothing, the share price fell 21% and the company's value plunged 2.5 billion. When expectations are fueled in the run-up to an announcement, any disparity gives rise to draconian punishment, regardless of how paltry the gap is. It's amazing. It always surprises me. I don't sit glued to my computer watching everything. I just make my research. I allow it to do what it needs to do. I take my action steps, and then I step back and I allow the market to either take it where I think it's going to go or do whatever else it does, and I don't need to get my emotions so heavily involved. Many companies bend over backwards to meet analyst predictions. Sometimes they will even cheat and cook the books to do this. To escape this terror, some began publishing their own estimates, so-called earnings guidance. Not a smart move. Now the market heeds only these internal forecasts and studies them much more closely. To boot, CFOs are forced to achieve these targets to the cent, and so must draw on all the accounting artifices to do so. So they might buy back shares, they might do one of many different things in order to be able to make the company look better than it actually is. This doesn't really help anybody. Fortunately, expectations can also lead to commendable initiatives. In 1965, the American psychologist Robert Rosenthal conducted a noteworthy experiment in various schools. Teachers were told of a fake new test that could identify students who were on the verge of an intellectual spurt, so-called bloomers. 20% of students were randomly selected and classified as such. Teachers remained under the impression that these were indeed high potential students. After a year, Rosenthal discovered that these students had developed much higher IQs than other children in a control group. This effect became known as the Rosenthal effect or the Pygmalion effect. Unlike the CEOs and CFOs who consciously tailor their performance to meet expectations, the teachers' actions were subconscious. Unknowingly, they probably devoted more time to the bloomers, and consequently, the group learned more. The prospect of brilliant students influenced teachers so much that they ascribed not just better grades, but also improved personality traits to the gifted students. A tribute to the halo effect that we've already read in another chapter. But how do we react to personal expectations? This brings us to the placebo effect. Pills and therapies that are unlikely to improve health, but do so anyway. The placebo effect has been registered in 1/3 of all patients, but how it works is not well understood. All we know is that expectations alter the biochemistry of the brain and thus the whole body. Accordingly, Alzheimer patients cannot benefit from them. Their conditions impairs the area of the brain that deals with expectations. Expectations are intangible, but their effect is quite real. They have the power to change reality. Can we deprogram them? Is it possible to live a life free from expectations? Unfortunately not, but you can deal with them more cautiously. Raise expectations for yourself and for the people you love. This increases motivation. At the same time, lower expectations for things you cannot control, for example, the stock market. As paradoxical as it sounds, the best way to shield yourself from nasty surprises is to anticipate them. This is very interesting because this is something that I do when I'm talking to friends, when I'm talking to myself. Self-talk so important. I will tell myself how amazing I'm going to be. I actually have on my notebook here, 007. I set myself into the frame of thinking that I am going to be able to do things that other people might not be able to do. I tell myself that I am wonderful throughout my day. I do lots of different things in order to be able to raise my expectations of myself so that I live up to them. When it comes to the stock market, I lower the expectations by just looking at it from a very clinical point of view, rather than following every emotional high and low and being dragged up and down, dragged up and dropped down with every single piece of news and everything that happens. So it is very important to be able to know when to detach yourself and when to build yourself up. If you can do this, then you're going to be able to have a much calmer and happier life. And you're also going to believe in yourself more. And that self-belief is what is so unbelievably important. A lot of us don't love ourselves. A lot of us don't like ourselves. And that drags us down because what we think, we're like a big Google. When you do a search in Google, the computer looks for the right answers that fit that question. And our brains do the same thing. Why I'm an idiot. And it will go and look for things that we've done that prove that we are an idiot. If we say, why am I a genius? Or how can I be more of a genius? It will go and bring back answers to prove that we are already a genius or ways that we can improve. So throughout my day, if I ask why I'm a genius or how can I be more of a genius, it will say, well, this morning you remembered somebody's phone number. I'm like, oh, that proves I'm a genius. That's true. Or if I ask, how can I be more of a genius? It will come up with the idea of something that I can do, a book that I can read, something that I can study in order to be more of a genius. I'm actually putting together a video series on how to improve your memory right now, because that's something that I wanted to work on. And it's something that I studied many years ago and just haven't been practicing. So putting that video series together is allowing me to get more into making more videos, which I also want to do for the cash flow and some other things. So it is a really valuable way to be able to become more of a genius. We don't realize how easy it is to ask the right questions in order to be able to get the results that we want, as opposed to asking the wrong questions and automatically getting what we don't want, and then thinking that that is just the hand that life deals us. So it is very, very interesting. I am very glad that we got to read chapter 62, Handle with Care and Expectations. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about speed traps ahead in chapter 6. Not tomorrow. Today is Friday. So on Monday, we're going to be talking about speed traps ahead, simple logic, chapter 63. I hope you have a great weekend. Let me know if you'd like me to do some of the reading on the weekends as well. I am a little bit busy on the weekends. I often go swimming in the mornings, so maybe we'll just keep it to the weekdays. But we'll see what we can do to add to this and do different things as well, because I am extremely motivated and extremely excited. There is the memory course, there is the cash flow. There are lots of exciting things that I am up to. What we might do, though, is I'm going to let you know where you can watch other chapters that I've read and the commentary that I've given around it. And this is going to be on the Passive Cash Flow Club, which is my YouTube channel. You can go there and watch other chapters and some of the other videos that I've made, and the videos that I am making that you may want to watch around investing and research. So that is coming up there very soon. So the Passive Cash Flow Club, feel free to join me there. And you can also go to my Instagram, which is business_team_6_official. So I found out that you need the official at the end to be able to find it more easily. Feel free to join me there, leave a DM, see what other kinds of things, because there's a lot of content that I'm posting with regards to motivation, with regards to ideas, and I'm thinking of some even more exciting things that could be helpful to you on your journey to investing success. So come and join us there. Come and play cash flow with us with our amazing simulator. There's a lot going on. Get in touch in one way, shape, or form. I'm grateful that you join me at 8 o'clock in Sydney every morning for the reading, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you, interacting with you in different ways. And yes, just thank you for being here, and I'm glad that we had such an amazing chapter to share this morning. And Mladen says thank you as well, and it's always amazing having Mladen join us every morning. He is a very loyal follower, and you can also watch on Zoom if you like, which means that you can then join in, get the link, and join a little bit more easily. But wherever you're watching from, it's amazing having you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and have a wonderful weekend. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Monday.